Did you know that in the first 2 generations of Pokémon, the Elite Four did not have their own Elite Four battle music? Instead, they just shared the same gym leader battle music from their respective games. It wasn't until Generation 3 that they started having their own unique battle theme from the gym leaders. But imagine if each Elite Four member had their own individual battle music that was unique to them. So in this video, I'm going to create an original battle theme for the Elite Four members within the Kanto region. The original 4 being Lorelei, Bruno, Agatha, and Lance. And I will do this by utilizing something that I created called the letters to notes methodology, where we repeat the alphabet across the musical notes A through G. We can take any name or word, spell it out on the piano, and turn it into a melody. We can then take multiple melodies to combine them into one full theme song. If you saw my other video creating battle music for the gym leaders of the Kanto region, this is the same exact concept that we're using. The only problem is that we have less words to work with this time around. With the gym leaders, we were able to utilize the towns that they resided in, as well as the name of the badge that they gave out after their defeat. But the Elite Four all reside within the Indigo Plateau, and they don't give out any badges upon their defeat. So we certainly have less to work with this time around. Since I really wanted to create an Elite Four motif, we're going to use the term Indigo Elite Four for all of their songs. We will also be able to utilize their trainer types as well as their Pokemon teams. The final criteria is naming these songs. With my gym leader battle music, I decided to name them all after the badges that they are associated with. But since the Elite Four don't have badges, I decided to look into their dialogue when you first talk to them and try to pick out a word or two that they say as the title of the song. Now that we've established what we're working with here, let's get into our first Elite Four member, Lorelei. The first member of the Indigo Elite Four. She is an Ice-type trainer who has a team of Dugong, Cloyster, Slowbro, Jinx, and Lapras. She is known for her logical, calculated, and cool style of battling. So trying to pick out the genre of music that I wanted to create for her was a little tricky at first. But I ended up going in the direction of Synthwave while also trying to emphasize the cool and seriousness of her character, while also trying to incorporate sounds that would help give the Ice-type kind of vibe. I'm not quite sure if Synthwave is the correct label for her song, but after you listen to it, let me know in the comments if you think Synthwave is correct or if you have another word that you would label her song as. Alright, this is Lorelei's battle theme song called Frozen Solid. Next up, we have Bruno. The second member of the Indigo Elite Four. He is a fighting type trainer who utilizes a team of Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, 2 Onyxes, and a Machamp. One thing I'll mention is that we are not going to be exploring his team from Gold, Silver, and Crystal. It's pretty much the same exact team, except he replaces one of his Onyx for a Hitmontop. But as a slight spoiler for the end of the video, I'm going to be making this into an EP, so I only wanted to explore the Kanto region of Bruno's team. Don't worry though, that just means we'll have to re-explore Bruno when we go to the Johto region. But anyways, since Bruno has the aesthetic of a martial artist, I decided to revisit the genre of Japanese rock for his battle theme. We explored this style of music with Erika and Koga in my previous video, so it will be challenging to try to make this sound a little bit more powerful in the fighting spirit as opposed to grass or poison. Alright, here is Bruno's original battle theme called Superior Power. Next, we have Agatha. The third member of the Indigo Elite Four, a Ghost-type trainer who utilizes a team of 2 Gengars, 1 Haunter, a Golbat, and an Arbok. She honestly feels more like a Poison-type trainer, but we'll just go with what the game says. Of course, for Agatha, we had to go for something kind of spooky sounding for her theme. I think I tried to lean into the aesthetic of like Castlevania type of music. a harpsichord thrown in there to make it sound slightly classical, with some spooky choir and theremin to really accent the main melodies of the song. Choosing a song title based off of her dialogue was a little tricky for this one, since she mostly just kind of talks about Professor Oak. But I hope you enjoy Agatha's original battle theme called Old Duff. Following Agatha, we have Lance. The final member of the Indigo Elite Four. He is a Dragon-type trainer who has a team of 2 Dragonaires, a Gyarados, an Aerodactyl, and a Dragonite. Just like with Bruno, I'm only going to explore his Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow teams for this video. His more iconic team will be explored in a future video when we tackle the Elite Four from the Generation 2 games. Since Lance is a Dragon-type trainer, I felt like it was only natural to go Power Metal for his song. Very similar to Dragon Force, at least to the best of my ability, with a mix of orchestral sounds like strings and horns as well. Alright, here is Lance's original battle theme called Virtually Indestructible. Alright, and that's all of the Elite Four members in the Indigo Plateau. I hope you enjoyed this video, and... Oh, looks like we have one more song to explore here. The champion of the Indigo Plateau, Blue. Alright, we have quite a few things to talk about with Blue here. He is the champion of the Indigo Plateau, and while he doesn't utilize a specific type, having more of a varied team, I will use the words Pallet Town Trainer to incorporate in his song. Now, I know there are different opinions around the name of this character. Some people refer to him as Green, which is his original Japanese name, while others refer to him as Blue, which is his English name. Since I have utilized the English names of both the gym leaders and the Elite Four characters that we've explored so far, I felt it only made sense to stick to Blue for this one. At first, I was a little torn on how I wanted to represent his Pokemon team within this song. Originally, I thought I would only be including his team that has Blastoise as his main starter. But as I was working on the song, I found a cool way to incorporate both his red, blue, and yellow teams, all of them, within the song. In red and blue, no matter what starter he always has a Pidgeot, an Alakazam, and a Rhydon. But the rest of his team changes depending on the starter that he has. If you chose Bulbasaur, he has an Exeggutor, a Gyarados, and a Charizard. If you chose Charmander, then he would have an Arcanine, Exeggutor, and Blastoise. Finally, if you chose Squirtle as your starter, he has a Gyarados, Arcanine, and Venusaur. On the other hand, Pokemon Yellow has a different lineup. He always has a Sandslash, Alakazam, and Exeggutor. Eevee is his starter Pokemon, and what it evolves into depends on some early battles that you have with Blue. I won't go over all the details, but if he has a Vaporeon, he also will have a Magneton and a Ninetales. If he ends up with a Jolteon, he still has the Ninetales but has Cloyster instead. And if his Eevee evolves into Flareon, he has Magneton and Cloyster on his team. So yeah, quite a lot of Pokemon to work with. But the genre of music I decided to go for Blue is surf rock. That might sound a little odd at first, but I was listening to his original rival theme, you know, the one that plays whenever he approaches you throughout the game, and I thought it would be really cool to incorporate that main melody into this song just a little bit. I mostly like to keep all of these songs original. Look, I don't want Game Freak or Nintendo coming after me here, but I couldn't help myself to throw in that riff just a little bit in this song. And it kind of has this surf rock kind of vibe, so that's the genre I decided to go with. Alright, here is the final song for Champion Blue Oak, titled Smell Ya Later. Original battle themes for the Elite Four and Champion. Done. All of these songs will be combined into one EP that I will be calling Elite Bound Kanto. This will be another series where we explore all of the Elite Four and champions of each region. This will be running alongside my Badge Bound series where I'll be exploring all the gym leaders and combining them all into albums as we move throughout the generations. You can find both Elite Bound Kanto and Badge Bound Kanto on my Bandcamp. Any support you're able to give is greatly appreciated, and it will allow me to continue both the Badge Bound and Elite Bound series. So click the link down below to grab Elite Bound Kanto right now. Thanks for watching.